Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering. Off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler video series videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. Doing a zero sugar version review. Woo, woo, woo. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering around about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear a super cool shirt, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for today, though? Happens to be my boom, the Defect shirt. Yeah, it's a cool looking shirt. Love the design. Black and white always works great as a design for any type of metal shirt. It just does. But what is the Defect? So the Defect is a musical project that was started up by the lead singer slash creative force of a band called The Browning and his wife. They'd already collaborated together on some of the stuff with The Browning, but they decided to go over there and just do a full secondary project with the Defect. I got to see them perform live about a month ago at the time I'm doing this, when I went to see the Browning perform. I had no idea who the Defect were. I didn't know if they were going to be any good. And then they were incredible. Like, they were definitely the find of the night for me in terms of, just the amount of, or how impressed I was with what they were doing. I thought they were great. So much so I obviously got some merch. I also went over there, got some videos of their performance. Said videos are on my channel, just in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to kind of point you in the right direction as far as their music goes, because I think their stuff is really fantastic. But anyway, what am I trying for today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, folks, like I said, this is a zero sugar version review. I just got through reviewing some Boom 7-Up Tropical flavor. Ooh. And now I'm reviewing Boom, less enthusiastic Boom, the zero sugar version of the same drink. I'm not a big zero sugar person, but for the sake of the reviews, I like to go over there and do these reviews for these zero sugar products. And to be fair, some of them have impressed me, so hopefully let's continue that trend. Let's get a thing for the thing. Okay. Put it over there. I'll just kind of... Ha 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 ha! Let's give it a go. I imagine this will be good. Lemon lime sodas tend to work well as zero sugar stuff. What are you sweetened with? I'm guessing... I'm gonna guess aspartame. Let me because yeah, it's gonna be no. Stop being a dick. Caught it. That's not too bad. I still want to know what the hell it's sweetened with though. Aspartame. Ha 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 ha. I've done these so many times I can pretty much tell. Yeah, no, that's actually not bad at all. Like I said, lemon lime sodas, like, I'll drink a lemon lime Sprite, no problem. I'm sorry. I'll drink a zero sugar Sprite, no problem. I prefer the full flavor stuff, but I'm not against it, when it's done well. And here I think it's done pretty well. So the tropical aspect that they're going off of, I feel, is they're working off of like a mango flavor. Almost to the extent of tasting kind of like a peach flavor. And I kind of went more into that in my review of the full flavored stuff. But it's a nice blend with the tropical and sweet aspects of the mango. And then the, sort of citrusy hit from the lemon lime from the Sprite. The flavor combination works really well. I'm absolutely a fan of that. Now, the zero sugar aspect of it and what it brings to / takes away from the experience. So, the aspartame aspect isn't anything abrasive. Aspartame, for the most part, I would say, and to be fair, it's going to depend on who you are and what you go in for. Typically, one of the sweeteners that's a little bit more lends itself a little bit more to like soda stuff without having to overly compensate for it, like sucralose, where you really have to go over there and find ways to kind of mask some of that flavor. Aspartame certainly has its own flavor, but it's what they use in a lot of diet sodas and stuff like that. So maybe it's a familiarity thing, but for me, it's not anything super abrasive, but it's there. What it really kind of hurts is the overall flavor. It doesn't have the same vibrancy or expression of flavor that the full sugar version does, because excuse me, you've already got, that tropical sweetness from the mango. Well, when you're limiting the sweetness, you're placing with aspartame, but you're still limiting it. It loses that punchiness, and that could be something that's either good or bad for you. I have a friend of mine who, a few years ago, he basically switched over from the full sugar stuff to the zero sugar stuff for the most part. And now he's very much team zero sugar, He doesn't, he'll occasionally drink a full sugar thing, but very sporadically. And he likes that zero sugar flavor. My friend Mark, who watches my videos sometimes, hello Mark, if you happen to watch this one, he also, he drinks a lot of zero sugar stuff and everything. So for him, that over sweetness of the full sugar stuff can be, so there's that in its favor, or in its not, or not in its favor. For me, I think it's perfectly adequate. Again, I don't feel like the zero sugar aspect is hugely impeding the overall experience, but next to the full sugar version, it's definitely a step down for me. And I, like I said, I'm somebody who I'm acclimated to that full sugar stuff. I do drink zero sugar stuff here and there, but I have yet to, and probably will not, completely transition away from the full sugar stuff. So for me, yeah, I definitely prefer the full sugar version, but I always was going to. So for me, in doing this review, it's about trying to find the positives of it. And the positives of it are, it's, with it being less sweet, it has kind of a sort of a cleaner taste, because it's a little bit lighter in its, in that that oomph of flavor that it has. And I could see that being something that some people enjoy. For me, it's not my favorite part of it, but the overall of it is that even as somebody who's not a big zero sugar person, I can perfectly get along with this. I had to buy a 12-pack of this stuff, so hopefully I like it. And I can get along with it. I don't like it as much as the full sugar stuff, but I think it works as a zero sugar drink without having to concede too many points. But 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? No caveats, yes caveats. For me, like I said, not a big zero sugar guy. I don't have a lot of reason to get this again, but here's the caveat. If I was going to get a zero sugar drink, I could get this again just fine. I'd be perfectly happy with it. If I ever get to the point where I decide, maybe I'll cut out the full sugar stuff. We'll see, maybe one day. This is a zero sugar drink that I can perfectly get along with. It's tasty. It doesn't have the same impact that the full sugar stuff does, but it's still tasty. It still hits on the notes that I like. I like, again, the combination of the mango and the citrus flavors. It's definitely a good, or a well put together soda. Now, if I'm recommending it, again, it's who am I recommending this to? Am I recommending it to, my friends Mark and Dan? Because they would probably really like this. But if you're somebody who, again, if you're a full sugar person, there's going to be a bit of a drop off. It's not a bad tasting soda, but it probably won't taste as good to you as the full sugar stuff would. If you're somebody who's maybe a little bit on the fence, maybe you can go kind of, back or forth on it. Sure. Again, I don't think, if nothing else, I don't think you'll dislike it. It's a tasty soda. I think the flavors work well. And the zero sugar stuff doesn't really take away from it too egregiously. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there themselves a truly 7-up-tastic rest of your life. Sure. Can you tell that I've done 5 reviews in a row now, and I'm starting to get a little bit woo. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. When we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what's your take on the zero sugar thing? Is it something you're for, something you're against? I know, some of the people who watch my stuff have strong opinions one way or another. I think for me personally, I'm not against it. The only thing I don't like is when they go over there. I think if we're going to do the zero sugar thing, let's do it on both ends. If we're going to make a new soda or something like that, let's have it available in both varieties. Sometimes we run into issues where that's not the case. Like Fanta's done that a few times now, where I think they had like a dragon fruit Fanta a few years ago, but it was only zero sugar. And it was like, and then they had a mystery flavor, same thing. Again, I'm fine with it. And I think, again, let's make it in both varieties. But let me know what you think. Anyway.